In the early 1990s, the teachers are really the monopoly of knowledge, and they are the one that comes to the class to deliver that knowledge so that the students can acquire them. But today, knowledge is no more a monopoly among the teachers because students can get knowledge from a myriad of sources. Hence, the role of the teachers today is facilitation. That means to facilitate students where they could get the right knowledge, how they could synthesize things, or how they could discern the information that they get.
Pedagogy is at the heart of teaching and learning. Preparing young people to meet new contemporary challenges means to review and innovate the pedagogies teachers use. Pedagogical innovation should be sensitive to context. New learning tendencies and priorities offer potential leverage to teaching innovation. There are 4 broad trends that have been identified and reviewed in various existing researches. First is the new role of the teacher as a facilitator. Second is the use of technologies. Third is the multimedia materials, and the fourth is the nonlinear or the collaborative and interactive environments.
All of these hold possibilities to enhance learning, but also serves as a double-edged sword that could bring disadvantages. Thus accounts importantly on appropriate pedagogical practices and their deep integration into the instructional context. These are one of the reasons why education of today is employing what we call flipped learning.
The flipped classroom is a new method of teaching that is turning the traditional classroom on its head. Of course, not literally. Let me explain this to you. Every day, thousands of teachers deliver the exact same lesson in class to millions of students. Every night, millions of students sit over the exact same homework, trying to figure out how to solve it. The flipped classroom is turning this upside down.
Traditionally, students listen to lectures and take tests in a class and read textbooks and work on a problem sets at home. In flipped teaching, students study first topic, typically by using video lessons on YouTube, and then apply the knowledge by solving problems and doing practical work in class.
It is an innovative way to increase students' engagement and improve learning by flipping a traditional learning setting.
In this new learning environment, students watch, listen to, and interact with content on their own time and use class time for engaging activities.
Here's how it works. Say you're teaching a history class. One week you talk about Philippine heroes such as Dr. Jose Rizal, Andres Bonifacio, and the like. Instead of lecturing, you post a few YouTube videos about Philippine heroes. You also produce a video of your own in which you explain their contribution and significance for our Filipino identity. You want to keep each video interesting, so you keep them under 10 minutes each. To help trigger discussion, you also include some questions that you will be asking to students to think and talk about during your next class session. Students then can go back to these videos to review key concepts to prepare for an exam or to guide a project or paper.
Short videos are just one option. Audio podcasts, voice threads, and many interactive media can be used as well. The main idea is to capture your presence, thoughts, and guidance that would normally take place in a classroom setting.
Now that your lecture is done outside the classroom, what do your students do when they get together? After you let your students undertake the remembering and understanding level based on the new version of Bloom's taxonomy, it is now where you facilitate the applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating stages in the cognitive domain. You may let your students talk about what they have learned so far and ask them to explain few concepts relevant to the topic anchored on the performance-based assessment like an individual oral recitation or working in groups.
Since they are doing the assessments during class time, they can get your assistance in determining good sources of information and how to interpret what they are seeing.
Also, you'll get a better idea of which students are doing their fair share of work in their groups. There won't be any more excuses that these students don't have time to get together for group work.
There are many other activities you can do in the classroom. You can have your students discuss course concepts or take different sides of an issue and debate their merits. Students could share drafts of papers that they are writing and get feedback from you and other students. Students can also work on difficult problem sets, share solutions, and ask for help when they get stuck. You can also organize students into groups and have them answer questions about a case study. Or they could write and practice a presentation about a topic what you have assigned. There are ways of using class time for activities involving any discipline. The important thing is to get students to engage with the content of your course.
This trend in the educational system could lead positive results in the Philippine curriculum. First, it allows all students to learn at their pace as videos can be watched again. Second, it's more efficient as students enter the classroom prepared to contribute. Third, it enriches the lesson as more time can be spent on group work and projects. And fourth, doing homework in class allows students to help each other, which benefits both the advanced and less advanced learners.
Flipping also brings changes for Filipino teachers. Traditionally, teachers engage most with the confident students who ask questions. Flipping allows them to target the students who really need help instead of just those who are confident. Also, instead of instructing in front, teachers guide on the side. This allows them to work more closely with individuals or with small groups.
Teachers that are not great presenters can use third-party videos to explain the concept and focus on methods of teaching that suits their style, such as project work or experiments. Once video lectures are made available online, teachers don't need to give the same lecture over and over again. They can reuse it and gain more time to focus on the needs of their class.
In this new learning environment, the students will be able to develop
The three categories of 21st century skills,
namely, first, learning skills.
which involves the 4 C's, such as the critical thinking, creativity, collaboration, and communication.
Second, literacy skills, such as information, media, and technology literacy. And third, life skills,
which helps students to hone flexibility, leadership, initiative, social skills, and productivity.
insofar as flipped learning helps the students to learn independently and develop time management skills.
But remember, the future of education can't be found in a gadget, or an app, or a program, or a product. The future of education can be found in your classroom. Your classroom is packed with creative potentials and you have the power to make it happen. It's what happens when you give your students voice and choice. It's what happens when you unleash the creative power of your students, when you make the bold decisions to make things happen and design things or solve problems that they find relevant. Every time you give your students get the chance to be authors, to be scientists, to be artists, to be filmmakers or engineers, you are planting seeds for the future you could have never imagined on your own. And that right there is the beauty of a creative classroom. That's the power of an innovative teacher.
And the truth is, that is why the future
The future
The future
The future of education
Is you.